Hey guys, I had this dream about 3 weeks ago. So I have previously posted a video in which I collected and aggregated a small number of prophetic dreams about the coming Third World War. Well, we're already in it in the early stages now. It just isn't official yet. About how India will join the side of the Axis in World War III. I've put the link to this video in the description box below. I have now had a dream about this. I'll get to that in a sec. It's important to point out that I've done probably close to 1,000 hours of research, and I've looked at between 3,000 to 5,000 prophetic dream warnings of World War III from Christians in both video form and written form. There is a couple of sites which do where they're given in written form. So my research has been exhaustive, and I only came across 3 or 4 about India. I put them in that video, but I have now myself, to be clear, been given that information about the subject, and in a similar fashion to how I was given it about Brazil. I did this video for Brazil and Brazil's role in World War III, and I found the few prophetic dream warnings about World War III and Brazil's role in it that I could, based on my, through my extensive research. It took for frickin' ever, because with some things you'll get a lot of information about it. For example, not surprisingly, there's a ton of videos about nuclear strikes on the United States, about the invasion of the US, because the US is the most populous Western country, and it's a Christian country, right? So it makes sense. But then about some other things, there's very little. It's very hard to find information. It took me a long time, at least 18 months, to start to get even a semblance of a basic picture about what will happen to the UK in World War III. There's just information is very thin on the ground. Same with Australia. Some of these other countries, there's even less. But so the stream is significant in that sense, and that it adds to the small body of evidence, of prophetic dream warning material about India's role in World War III, and it's congruent, in agreement with the message from those other dreams. So I'll give the dream now. I just needed to provide some context and explanation before launching into it. In any case, the dream itself is pretty short and simple and to the point. Here it is. So in this dream, which I had about 3 weeks ago, I don't recall the exact day. It was the first week of September 2024. I am standing in Eastbourne. That's the suburb in Wellington. Really nice, beautiful area where I grew up. And I'll put a pin in Google Maps so you can see the place where I was standing in the suburb exactly. I've had a few dreams lately where I've been in Eastbourne getting information about the war, and someone asked me about the war that's coming, and they said to me at first, what do you think about these wars overseas? Do you think it will get worse? And I said, yes. Are you freaking kidding me? I said, this is the start of World War III. It's not going to get worse. It's going to go from 0 to 1 million. This is the worst case scenario. I mean, I said, this is world war. Do you not understand that? And they looked shocked. And then there was a brief pause. And I remember, this is an interesting dream. It was very clear. They looked me in the eye and they asked, what will be the main countries that our side, the allies, which New Zealand will be a part? They'll be on that side of the war. They said, well, what will be the main countries that we're fighting? What will be the core, the most important countries on the Axis side? And then I said these 5 words. I listed 5 countries. And this is the Holy, to be clear for people who aren't familiar with this, the Holy Spirit will often give me information from God in this way. And there are other Prophetic Dream seer YouTubers who experience this too. They get information in this way. They'll kind of step out of their own way, and it's like another person's voice speaking through them. Or often you're saying stuff about things you yourself have no knowledge of, and then you'll wake up the next day and you'll check it on Wikipedia or Google it, and you'll find it's confirmed. So it's a way that God gives you information, like, so yeah, the Holy Spirit speaking through you. So yes, I got out of my own way, and the Holy Spirit spoke through me. And I was given, I said Russia, China, North Korea, Iran. And I said, but people don't also understand there's going to be a fifth one. People are talking about Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran, this quad that's emerging. I said India. And that was it. I do believe that dream was prophetic. I do believe that was a dream from God. And like I said, that message is congruent. It aligns with prophetic dreams from God about World War III and India's role in it that other people have received. Everyone's being shown that India will join the Axis side. It does make sense from many different perspectives. Geopolitically, there are a lot of indications that India is moving in that direction. They have pretty good relationships with Russia. So they have pretty good relations with Russia. The US recently demanded that India remove RT, which is a Russian state media outlet, from the airwaves, and India refused. And if even just at a more kind of prosaic, is that the word? Mundane level, if you go on YouTube or any other site and look at videos about World War III from Indian media outlets, you can see that most Indian people have a strong anti-Western feeling and are supporting Russia. So it makes sense both from a geopolitical point of view and just from the wisdom of the crowd principle, in terms of the feelings and sentiments of everyday Indians, that this would happen. But other people are being shown the same thing. So unfortunately for the Allied side, trying to keep a neutral perspective here, I do believe that will happen. So the core, that will be the core of the Axis bloc in Eurasia that will be fighting. It's not just going to be Iran, North Korea, China, and Russia. It will be India too, which is significant for many reasons, not least of which is population, numbers, which are going to play a big role in this war, because Asia's got the numbers and the West doesn't. The West is wealthier and has more advanced levels of technology, but we're going to be vastly outnumbered. So that's it. I hope this has been of some value. And keep an eye on Lebanon. Try to get Twitter if you can. The news is much faster. It's instant. Even alternative websites are slow. Forget mainstream media compared to Twitter. Twitter's where it's at if you want up-to-date news on the war in general. There's a whole bunch of accounts you can follow. And I'll put some links to some of those Twitter accounts that I follow for information on the war in that part of the world, because that's really heating up right now. And they're from the other side, from like a lot of these bloggers are Lebanese or Palestinians, but they're doing a good job of covering it from the other side, and that's important because it's easy to find information and news sources from our side of the war, but to get the full picture you need to see both sides. And while officially on this channel I don't take sides and I'm neutral, personally I'm supporting the group of countries that is working to take down Israel, because Israel's been carrying out this horrific genocide and they're just acting like absolute terrorists. And there's too many war crimes to list. This is a rogue state that needs to be stopped at this point. So, and they're killing Christians in southern Lebanon. They've killed huge numbers of Christians in Palestine and Gaza as well. So personally, yeah, I'm rooting for the Axis to take them down, because they're not. As a Christian, yeah, they're killing Christians, and they're demonstrating an antichrist spirit. Yeah, and these are not the people of Israel today. Are not. I'll stop there. If you think that Christians should support Jews no matter what, and that Jews are God's chosen people, I will say you've been lied to, and the Bible has been edited in that respect. And there's lots of weird Zionist agendas, and it's by the fruit, by their fruit you shall know them. These people are acting like, if it walks like a demon, it talks like a demon, it acts like a demon, it's probably a demon. Israel's acting like a demon. So, just finishing note, like, I would keep an eye on Lebanon, because India will, from what we've been shown, enter the war at some point, but the war is really heating up right now. And it's certainly worth keeping an eye on to keep track of how things develop. All right, thanks, guys.